So we are about to head off to Ongeluksnek Pass, border post. I'm not too sure we are keen to go up the pass. I know it's in a real state of disrepair. Even Pat has said so. And the border post officials told him yesterday when he took a hike there that most of the people that come on their scooters, he says, come back with big injuries. So that'll be interesting once we get there. Bye bye, see you later. But it's been a lovely stay. I was up early this morning listening to the birds and watching the sunrise, and it was magic.
Does it open this way? It can open anyway.
Look at that Katoom, looking ready for action. You know, it could be worse in Africa, eh? Welcome to Africa. It is wonderful right in here. Yeah. Check out this lovely little area crossing over here. This Reconnecting and the little passes over here was always a great hit for bikers to come up and enjoy. Never disappointing. Well, Pat's pointing up to the hiking trail. He's going to go and take a walk up possibly later. Bushman's Cave. I can feel up here old Blue at the altitude has got a little less oomph than down on the coast. Might need to fit a turbo sometime. Apparently it's around 15 km to the border post from here, and not a real thoroughfare, this border post apparently. I mean, the pass is just about impassable. I watched a couple of videos of some off-roaders going through about a week or two ago, and they were struggling like anything to get up there. But the border post is apparently state of the art, and why they've got that one open, one would only wonder. But anyway, it's the usual story in African conditions or something like that. But let's see when we get there what it looks like. A bit washed away over here on some of the bits. Quite interesting how they run their water lines over here. There's no really any water weirs that they're collecting the water in. They just sort of run it from the springs in the valleys downhill towards the accommodation and towards the villages, and basically just have gravity fed water into their premises from here. Don't need any electricity power. Incidentally, where we're staying there's a little bit of solar power, only lasts for about an hour, and then there's no lights at all, but there is at least hot water with solar geysers that work quite well. But it was very pleasant sitting in the dark last night. It was magnificent just looking at, or just stargazing as well. It was out of this world looking at the stars in the Milky Way last night. It was just a lovely dark evening, and it was magnificent. I absolutely loved it where we stayed last night. But it was nice not having all the lights on and the power on. We just had a fire going there, had some great fellowship, and it was awesome. Absolutely stunning. After you know the way. Just absolutely magnificent views coming up these passes. you can call this much of a pass. It is really. We've arrived at the border post here. It looks like we may be a little early for them.
Surprisingly quick. With a 2.5 hours walking.
Did you measure 15 kilometers on your phone, your watch, or your? That didn't feel like 15 k's.
She's going to go on down the France there.
Right, you know, my tyre's too smooth to get back up the hill as well. Jeez, they got that generator running 24/7, eh?
24/7.
No way.
What's 30 kVA or whatever?
Yeah. That's millions going into your month, eh?
That's how we pay tax.
Alright, so the border post official here has told Pat that they don't like to allow the bikes up because the guys injure themselves too much and they can't get help out here for them occasionally, the bloke yesterday. But the lovely lady in charge this morning has said we can go through and onto the pass. So we're just going to go and check it out quickly. We stamped our passports and she said if we need help, they find somebody and it takes hours to get here, but they will get here to help eventually. So that's a lot more encouraging from her today. And there we go, on the Ongeluksnek pass. Yeah. We're not going to try and get to the top. My confidence levels are not enough like the good riders, but anyway, we're here. Let's see how far we can get up. Can't really call this much of a pass, can you? It's a couple of goat trails. Check old Pat on his two-legged bike. I've only got one leg down at a time, man. Yeah, I'll tell you. Look at his confidence. There's the border post in the background. Such a well-kept border post that for no one passing through. I'm going to let a little air out my tyres.
Yeah, but I don't think I'll carry on. You go on a bit. I'll take a photo here.
You reckon? It's not too bad. I'm just going to let a little air out my tyres.
You got your seat in front.
I do. Pat reckons he's going to just hang 10 here. I'm going to take a little further ride up. Let's go for it. That's a bit better with the softer tyres. Oh, it's not so bad, Pat.
Made it! Carry on!
Okay. This looks more used by a couple of cattle than anything else. Shouldn't really be coming up on my own, but I'm sure my fellow rider, if he doesn't see me come back in time, He will come looking for me, I'm sure.
Oh, there's a lovely stream there. Gets a bit sketchy here. Let's just see which line I'm going to take. Like this one. It does get a bit more stuff over here. Also good. Rather challenging here. I mean, look at that. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, Blue is doing pretty well though. I don't know how well I'm doing, but Blue's doing pretty well.
Okay, let's have a little rest here.
Let's tackle this one. Challenging little passes. Whoa. Okay. Got to choose your line carefully here. Bike is amazing on this rough. Amazing. Oh, the warm here once you get working a bit. Get some exercise. coming up here. Nice bit of the house side there. Let's bring our blue around. There we go. We got her up. Lost a little bit of fuel, but all good. Just took the wrong line there. Right. But isn't it beautiful from here? Man, it's lekker. So I'm about halfway up the Ongeluksnek pass now. Quite easy on the T7. I'm not fit as I thought they used to be, but anyway. I've got about 10 k's away from Pat, a bit more. But I'm going to do a U-turn here halfway up. I'm confident I could carry on up the rest of the pass. I know it gets a bit hairy at the hairpin ends from the videos that I've seen previously, but I don't want to get too far away from help in case I fall off and something happens. It's easy to high side it somewhere like I did earlier on, and I don't want to get myself in trouble alone. So I'm going to do a U-turn, and some other time when I've got somebody to join me all the way up, I will attempt it then again. But it's not as bad as what I've seen. I bottomed out on the front forks once on the way up, halfway up so far. But yeah, I'd love to go the rest of the way, but I think it's just a wise choice to go back down again and meet up with Pat. Let's get moving. Right, I also think it's just wise not to continue for another reason is I'm starting to feel a bit tired from the workout. I'm not used to this anymore, and the more tired you get, the more mistakes you make. So against the probabilities, I'm heading back down. But this T7, what a great bike to be riding up here. Oh, Blue, you're doing well.
just get her out of its mode. Every time you switch off and switch back on, you've got to go back into the modes, which is quite silly. Right, let's go back down. I didn't expect to come anywhere near this far coming up here, but I'm glad that I did. I can certainly feel I've had a bit of a workout coming up here on the T7. I am definitely out of practice, way out of practice. It's nice, I can see my tyre track on the way down, so I know which line to follow again on the way down. Blue's left quite a nice paw print in the earth. The little Oxford screen over there is a bit annoying. I should have taken that off before coming up here. It's just obstructing my vision a little bit. I should be able to see just in front of myself. There we go. Just in a bit of mud there. Quite easy to fall over. Here we go. We got it. So I've got to be careful of that muddy sections. All right. Alrighty. I have a bit of fuel coming out of our blue there, I'm not sure why. Hopefully that'll dissipate. Got to get rid of this ABS again. So that was why I was mentioning not a good idea to carry on further on my own, simply because that sort of thing can tire you out. Right, off we go again.
Discovering a few things can twist and bend here and there. But I'm glad I went up further than I expected to. We weren't going to cross the border at all. Quite challenging coming down as well. It's working a lot of muscles that I didn't know I had. Well, I'd forgotten that I had anyway. I see the end in sight there. Oh dear, nearly took the wrong path. Whoopsie daisy. Almost missed the path. This is the more little challenging piece out here. That's going to make an ice cold beer well worth it later this afternoon. Lovely. Nice that there is a little bit of a stretch to have a break over the technical. Give the hands a rest. I think I've taken the wrong path. Anyway, it'll have to do. I should have gone around, not this way. But old Blue's just gliding over it, as long as I can keep her up straight. I think it's also a bit deceiving on the camera because you can't actually see the gradient in the camera. It looks quite level in the camera, but I can tell you I'm travelling quite steeply downhill here. There comes the other little technical spot. I may just choose another line through the bushes here. There we have it. Seems a little faster you go the better, but we all know how that worked out for me in Namibia. I cut a tyre, so I don't want to go too quick, but it is a bit better with the momentum. Oh, there's Pat. He made it a little further than I thought. But he must have gone for a hike. Well, that was awesome. All you might say, you should have gone to the top, but I'm pleased with where I got. It was where my confidence level got me. I don't want to try and outdo my confidence levels. I want to enjoy my riding. That's what it's all about. Right, let's find out where Pat is. Ah, there he is. Hello. I didn't go to the top, but I went about halfway up. I got to about, I'd say there where that sand is coming off the side of the hill there. And it is technical, eh?
Yeah.
I came short twice.
Did you?
Yeah. Hard on the way down,
Yeah.
and one, I just high-sided it where I came to a standstill.
up and happy with to where I made it.
Well, that's it, exactly.
Turned around and I'm back in one piece. So,
But I got a nice photo of you coming up here.
but it is very technical coming past there, and a little further up there, it's
And
muddy.
washaways, you
It's
see.
muddy over there. There's
Yeah.
streams across there, and that's why I came short on the way down. My front wheel just I didn't even press brakes on it. It just went.
And remember,
It just
you
went.
haven't got the ideal back tyre either.
Not, but I'm surprisingly enough, it was getting grip. But it's beautiful. Hey. Right, we're going to head back down to the border post and stamp ourselves out. Have a breakfast. So the Kiwi crash bars are not as strong as what they profess to be. This one over here, when I fell over twice, has bent up against the side cover, but fortunately hasn't damaged the side cover, so they work to an extent, but that's going to need a bit of straightening when I get back home. Let's get ourselves stamped out. They've got generators running here 24/7. It must be costing an arm and a leg.
That's the boss.
Is this this is the boss? Better switch the cameras off, eh? No cameras allowed, yeah.
Here's our Pat, he wants me to take a video of him. Ongeluksnek pass, and I tell you, we got to lock the gate ourselves here. Look at this. But we're back home safely over here. It is a notorious pass. The guys at the border post there have told us about how many blokes are injured and fallen off. She was just telling us now that there was a guy now just a week ago
Yeah.
who came from Lesotho down,
Oh,
and he fell off near the top, couldn't pick his bike up,
yeah.
and he came on foot all the way down for help.
Shame.
So yeah, I think it is a notorious pass for the bikers.
This is a hell of a thing, eh? You've got to be open and close the gate yourself.
Seems that way, eh?
No maintenance here, man. I can't get it in.
Alright, let's go and stamp ourselves out. But there's certainly nobody coming, as Pat says, over here. Nobody coming through this border at all.
I say, here I'm getting bossed up by a constable. And when I was in the armed forces, I was a warrant. So surely, you know, this is her job, not my job.
You tell it how it is in Africa, Pat.
So the guys at the border post were quite pleasant over there this morning. Really enjoyed chatting to them as well. Very friendly. And they were saying that during holiday seasons it is a very well frequented border post with the bike riders, tourists, not with 4x4s at all, but the bike riders, off-road bike riders. They come up plentiful in holiday times. But this T7 is certainly designed for the job over here. If you're going to do some off-roading or some dust road riding and some passes, that sort of thing, can highly recommend this T7. Even with a standard suspension. I bottomed out for the first time since I've owned a bike now on that pass on my front shocks. That's the first time I've bottomed it out since I've had it. Can't remember how many times I'm telling myself in my head, I just love this bike. Old Blue, she's just a gem. I love this motorcycle. I mean, yeah, we're hitting the trails at 60, 80 k's an hour here. Oh, it's lekker. Smooth as anything. Quick pit stop here and wait for Pat to catch up. But look at this lovely little stream here. Very picturesque. Look at the mountains in the background over there. Absolute deadly silence here. That's until us two came along, of course. Oh yeah, the Katoom. Here he comes. That scenery of the mountains, the Drakensberg Mountains. Those Lesotho peaks over there. Stunning. We've seen quite a lot of wild horses around here in the area in passing. We may even pass a few now coming down here. They're more in the lower flays over here, in the more greener grazing areas. You'll be happy to know we are 7 kilometers from the border post. Well, you did, but there and back. Check it, this machine. Got a couple of wounds on it now. Man, that's what it was built for. There you can see my GV crash bar is basically come into the side cover. Okay, so after I fell off on old Blue just down the pass over there, I bent the little GV side bar there. And I thought I'd leave it until I get home so I can sort it out, but it's rather bothering me now, so I'm going to try and see if I can fix him up quick. Right, so I'm going to use this pole over here just to wrap around a little tie down and then see if I can bend it out with a bit of brute force. Let's see if we can do that. This may work, it may not. I'm guessing the tie down may break before I bend that straight, but anyway, let's give it a bash. Let's put a little pressure on it. Right, let's give that a bash and see what happens. Almost there. Let's give it one more bash. Yeah, that's it. Back to normal. Simple hack. There we go. All perfect again. Feel happy. I can go and rest now. So that today was a eventful day. We had a lekker ride there to the border post and up the pass there. As you saw, the bikes have been awesome here to ride today. I patted myself, had some great fellowship this afternoon. But just have a look around this place that we're staying at over here. This is our Bra area. Quite awesome. That's our little rondavels up there that we're staying in. Really primitive here. We don't have any electricity and power here, but it's what a lekker place. Communal bathrooms and showers in this area here. But this is our view from communal veranda here. And yeah, we're settling in with a pint or two for the afternoon. Lovely sunset now. And this is our little veranda area. And as you can see there, what an epic end to today. Just beautiful. Lovely sunset lapping over the Drakensberg Mountains here. We're going to settle in for the evening and we're going to braai again. Until then, we'll check you in the next video.